If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
Tyson Nam on the show, one of the newest members of the UFC roster. He will make his Octagon debut at UFC Mexico City next Saturday. He will take on Sergio Pettis. Welcome to the UFC, Tyson. How are you?
I'm feeling good, feeling strong, feeling ready. It's not a second too soon that they called me, but, you know, sometimes it takes a little while for them to see the light.
Yeah, I mean, how the heck does that feel to hear? Welcome to the UFC. I mean, it's been quite the journey to get to this point. Many believe you should have gotten this call a long time ago. Now that it's here, how does it all feel?
You know, I've had so many dreams of it. I've had so many nightmares of it. So, you know, it finally feels good that, you know, I have to almost pinch myself about 10 times to make sure that it was real.
You being a guy on Hawaiian time, you could have gotten that call at some sort of ungodly hour compared to most fighters here in the United States. But knowing a guy like Jason House, he doesn't just call you once. He calls you repeatedly over and over again until you answer the phone or respond and in turn call him back. How did that all happen, getting the call? Was it at an ungodly hour for you?
You know, it was approximately 6 a.m. my time. So I was pretty much dead to the world. Jason was trying to call me. He called my training partner, Ricky, to call me. None of them could get a hold of me until, you know, I think probably woke up to my neighbors screaming. And then I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, there's a lot of missed calls, missed FaceTimes on top of my phone. Maybe I should call these guys back.
6 a.m., that's not that bad. It could have been 3 a.m., could have been 4 a.m.
It ain't bad, but I probably fall asleep around 1 or 2 a.m., so it's a little bit early for me.
Yeah, there you go. And so you get the news that you're in the UFC. You get a big name for your first fight in Sergio Pettis. He has that name. Everyone knows who he is. So it's a pretty good opportunity to make a statement to kick things off, is it not?
Oh, it's a perfect opponent for me. Like I like the matchup. I like that he's ranked number 5 in the world. So when I knock him out, I'm going to take that number 5 spot.
Did you ever envision fighting Sergio Pettis? I mean, thinking about getting to the UFC for all these years, Sergio's been a guy that's been climbing the ranks for the last few years or so. Is he a guy that you kind of visualized, hey, one day I'm going to fight this guy?
You know, I always watched him on top of, you know, the UFCs. I followed his fights. And every time I watch him fight, I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, man, I would punch that guy square in the face. No, I would dot him up. So, you know, I mean, when I get the call that I'm in the UFC, I'm like, hey, who am I going to fight? Oh, Sergio Pettis? Perfect. Perfect.
So you've been eyeballing this. You've been planning on dotting him up for quite some time now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, you know, any flyweight can get it. So, you know, Sergio is going to be the first in the UFC to get it.
When will you head to Mexico City for this one? I know the climate's it's a little different, the higher altitude. Will you head there a little bit earlier than, say, if you were fighting in a Vegas or a New York or something like that, or just sort of normal fight day schedule for you?
Well, they got me flying out on Sunday. I probably would have wanted to be there a couple days earlier, but, I mean, Sunday's fine. Sunday's fine. I think they said it takes like about 3 or 4 days to acclimate. So, I mean, at least I like Sunday just because I can finish off my hard training over here out at home, and then I'll make my journey up over there. Not too far. I mean, definitely not as far as Russia, but, you know, little hop, skip away.
Yeah, not too bad. I know you were already preparing for a fight when you got the news, so you were already, you know, eating clean, and you were already in really good shape and ready to fight anyways. Did you have to change or adjust very much for Sergio, or do you primarily focus on yourself more than the opponent?
So, you know, just changing the styles that my opponent has. That's pretty much the biggest change. I mean, ever since I got released from Fight Nights Global in Russia, I've been very active over here in Hawaii. My first fight when I got released from Fight Nights Global here in Hawaii was in April. I fought again on July 3rd. I was getting ready for September 14th over here, so I've been like really active. I've been living clean, eating clean, and practicing a whole lot. So I mean, I've been in training camp since before April already. So like I said, it couldn't have been a perfect more perfect time than right now.
This is obviously, a huge thing for you getting the call to the UFC, but you've been at this for so long. I mean, you're 35 years old. You were born in 1983 like myself. You fought in Russia. You fought for big promotions. Like, you fought all over the world. People talk about, like, the Octagon jitters and things like that. Like, you're past that, right? Like, does this fight feel any differently to you at all? Or does sort of that experience you've been able to acquire over the years, has that sort of settled any butterflies you may have at this point?
Let's get this straight. I'm 35 years young.
What am I saying?
35 years young.
I'm 36 years young, so I'll take that.
Well, I mean, I started in 2000 professionally in 2006. Still doing it till today. But I've even though it's been about 13 years of my career, I haven't had all the injuries I would say like most fighters have had. So I've never had a surgery or anything of that sort. So I've been able to stay fairly healthy, like physically. So with all the wisdom and the knowledge that I've been able to acquire over these 13 years, and my body staying healthy, and as of maybe like a year or two ago, I really felt myself hit or get my man strength. So I'm not 35, because 35 is a pretty almost like on the way down for a lot of fighters. I feel like I'm still getting better. I'm actually getting stronger. And when I moved back from Portland back here in Hawaii, something changed. Maybe it was the water, maybe it was the air, but I mean, I just felt better. I was at home. I was in a comfortable situation, and ever since I dropped down to flyweight, I've been really excelling in this weight class. So I really found my place and my home, to where I've just been doing really good. I made a resurgence all over again.
So do you feel like you're past the jitter stage and things like that? Like, do you feel some, like, a lot of, like, fighters will tell me all the time, like, I'm nervous for every fight. Like, it doesn't matter if it's for the UFC or for regional promotion, it doesn't matter. Like, is it the same for you, or are you past all of that?
I'm past all of that. 2012, I fought Eduardo Dantes in Rio de Janeiro. He was the current Bellator bantamweight champion at that time. So, I was a little bit nervous. That was the first time that I was on top of like a big stage, facing a big name. 2017, I fought Ali Baghdadi. He was the former #1 UFC contender in Russia. He was probably doped up on EPO that he got busted for twice up in the UFC, and I still knocked him out. And it was really weird because when I was making my way out to the cage to fight Ali Baghdadi, I was just thinking, and I might have mentioned it to my coaches and Ricky Simone, like, is it weird that I'm not nervous? So already from that point, I was like, yeah, I'm past that. I've already been there. I've done that. And I mean, the UFC is the Super Bowl of MMA, and everybody talks about the jitters and whatnot. But I feel like, just another day. It's just another day in the office to me. I'm going to walk out to a cage. I get tunnel vision at that point, so all the crowd, the lights, I mean, it'll start to dim down. So it's just like me walking out to any other cage and punching any other man up in the face. So just another day.
Do you feel any pressure at all? I mean, like, you're in the UFC, clearly you belong there, because a lot of fighters, when they go in and make their debut, they're like, I just want to prove that I belong in the UFC. But in my opinion, like, you getting the call proves that you belong in the UFC. Do you feel that pressure at all? Like, I have to prove that I belong. It took me so long to get here. I have to prove that I belong in this organization.
I have zero pressure right now. I don't have a butterfly in my stomach. I've already proven it twice that I'm one of the best in the world, and come September 21st, I finally get to show, the U.S. that I should have been here for a very long time. It's been a very long road.
What do you think the secret to your durability has been? You talked about how you haven't had to suffer any real injuries. You talked about wisdom. There's probably some luck involved as well in the fight game. What do you attribute that durability success to?
We'll date it all the way back since I was 4 or 5 years old. I've always been in shape. I've always been a part of some sort of sport where I've never gotten out of shape. You know, exercise, staying healthy, eating clean keeps you young, even in this ripe old age. And I mean, I've really paid attention to like my diet and my nutrition, say like within the past 3 or 4 years, which made a huge difference. You know, for a few years, I was really into fast food like McDonald's, Jack in the Box, and all of the stuff that tastes really good. But I've given it up. I want to see like 2014. I had my last Big Mac, and I was like, I'm done with this. I should probably start to eat a little bit healthier because it's just not only longevity in this sport that I love to do, but just life in general. I just feel better and I feel happier when I'm eating clean and staying healthy.
Was that tough for you to do? I mean, you did that for a while. It's just convenience is sort of the theme these days. Like, it's easy, it's quick, just go right to the drive-thru, I get what I need, I don't have to go to the grocery store and then go home and cook it or anything like that. Was that a difficult transition for you?
It's still hard to this day. I want to eat a Big Mac so bad. It's like the best tasting thing in the world to me. But I haven't eaten it since 2014. So, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure, in Hawaii, we got a lot of good tasting food that probably isn't the best for you. But, a little bit of discipline, I'll go eat that chicken breast instead of that fatty burger. But, I mean, you treat yourself once in a while, but at the same time, you don't go as far to like going to eat at a McDonald's. Because I mean, I remember driving to McDonald's, ordering a Big Mac. Before I got home, I would go and grab a dozen of Krispy Kremes as well too. So I had dessert after McDonald's.
Oh damn.
So yeah, so it got a little bad for a little while, but I finally seen the light and this is my life now. I want to stay healthy in this career and just life in general.
Are you a big believer in fate and timing? Because, Sergio's a top 5 guy. September 21st, obviously close, and getting a win over a guy like that, it's huge. It's a big statement, especially in a division where we thought it was done and dying, and now there's this resurgence right now. Is the timing just perfect to get a fight like this, considering you have a lot of experience in playing the spoiler role? So
perfect. I mean, there's not a lot of words that I can say how perfect the timing is. I'm in shape. My weight's been low. I'm stronger than ever. I'm getting better. I'm still getting better. And, there's nothing more in this timing that could be any more perfect for me. He's a number 5 guy in the world. I feel like I've beaten guys even better than him. So, he's not gonna throw a punch, a kick, a knee, an elbow, or anything of that sort that I've not seen 1,000 or 10,000 times before. So, if I'm thinking about it, he better be on the lookout because you got the more experienced guy coming in, hungry as ever. I'm just getting better. Shit, fuck him.
I'm sure you've been asked a lot about, whether or not you've given up on the UFC dream before you got the call. And I guess the way I want to position where I'm coming from is, did it get to a point where you had accepted that may be the case? Like, had it gotten to a place where you would finish out your career, UFC or not, and had no regrets, or would that have been something of a hole that wasn't filled?
It was definitely a hard pill to swallow for me. I mean, even after me knocking out Ali Bagdatinov and doing a contract dispute again for the second time that I wasn't able to fight for the UFC, I had to swallow deep on top of that one that, hey, this is probably my fate that I will never fight in the UFC. But I guess third time's a charm, so I get my chance, and I'm gonna definitely make the most of it. I'm gonna swing so hard that I'm trying to knock someone's head out into the 20th row up in Mexico City. But yeah, I mean, I feel good. I feel great.
What does it mean to you to be in the UFC now? I mean, you had a third time's the charm, like you said. Like, had you gotten in a couple of years ago after the Bogatinov win, it probably would be a much different answer than it is today. But what does it mean to you now, September of 2019, getting ready for your UFC debut, 35 years young? What does it mean to you now?
Right. It almost like feels so much better that I've had to walk that road of just desperation and despair, hang my head down, the highest of highs, but still at the lowest of lows, that I'm not able to fight for the number one promotion in the world. And yeah, I mean, it feels so good just because, they say that Henry Cejudo saved the flyweight division. And we're making a resurgence again. I know a lot of people, they don't think too much of the flyweight division because we move around fast, we're really technical, but they don't see a lot of the knockouts like the heavier weights do. But you look at my track record, and that's all I look to do is to knock people out. So I'm gonna bring a lot of excitement. Do not grab a beer, do not take a bite of your burger, because I'm right there on top of the edge every second that I'm there of putting someone to sleep.
Before I let you go, what is your take on Henry Cejudo these days? I mean, he's a champ, all the videos, all the catchphrases. What is your take on Cejudo and what he's been doing in and out of the cage?
I love it. He's so crazy. He's so crazy from his weigh-ins to his antics. I mean, it's something different, right? Everybody wants to see something different. They don't want to see a cookie cutter every single day, every single time. You look at your opponent, you don't say a word, but he's throwing himself out there. He's putting himself on the line of whether it be bad reviews or people. I mean, love him or hate him, but I thoroughly enjoy it, and that's what it's all about, is entertainment for a lot of the fans. They want to be entertained, and he's definitely bringing some entertaining aspects to the game, and just the lighter weights, flyweight, bantamweight division.
Yeah, call him cringy, call him what you want. He's got eyeballs upon him and on this division right now, which is great. And on you. They're going to be on you on September 21st, Tyson Nam, when you take on Sergio Pettis at UFC Mexico City on ESPN+. Thank you for the time, man. I really appreciate it. Before you let you go, let the folks know where they can follow along on this journey with you via social media. Anything else you want to get off your chest, the floor is yours.
And follow me on top of Instagram. I think it's Namino11, Twitter, plain old Tyson Nam. Follow me as I rise to the top in this flyweight division.
All the best to you, Tyson. Congratulations on the call, and represent for us born in '83 guys in a couple weeks.
Thank you.